right, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Paris, and it's time for a mod on Daisy, the 2023 Honda Monkey. You know, there's a lot of videos out there. I've never changed the handlebar on one of these before, so bear with me. I'm sure you can find more videos out there of guys that have done it professionally, but we're going to document this on this YouTube channel because that's a whole part of the experience of owning these machines, is getting out here and figuring the damn thing out your damn self, man. Amen. Can I get an amen for that one? Come on. All right, here we go, folks. First thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the bar end weights, and for that, we're not going to use a screwdriver. These things can tend to be a little bit of a pain in the butt to get off. They are definitely put on there very well, and I've got stuff already falling out of the socket set here. So what we're going to use is a socket with a number 3 tip in it. There we go. All right, there we go. That's the right tip. All right, there she's loose. So if a screwdriver don't work, like I said, get you a number 3 tip ratchet, and you'll be able to get in there a little bit better than you would trying to force a screwdriver that way. A little bit more torque on it. Look at my little. Now the bar end weights will not go back on the Pro Taper handlebars, so we will still keep these in case we don't like the handlebars and decide that we want to go back to stock someday. Our handy little magnet tool here. Hold that for us.
Yeah. That is
Brooklyn is manning the camera for us today. One man in the camera.
That I straight up don't care if he's there.
Alright, so easy peasy, man, when you use a ratchet to get these bar end weights. So anything that makes the job easier, right? And we're not going to save these grips. We can always buy more stock grips. They're cheap. Grips are cheap in general, man. So there's no significant value in keeping these at all. They're going to rattle around a drawer forever. There's no way that they're ever going to be, you know, better than whatever else aftermarket you're going to put on there. So, all right, once we got that done, then we are going to cut the grips off and start disassembling all the housings that are clamped onto the bars here. We're going to get rid of this little aftermarket bar that I bought off of Amazon. It's a nice little piece of bling, but we're not going to need that anymore. Pro Taper bar comes with its own brace. So
okay, gotta cut the grips off.
The cool thing about these, hold on, let me grab these real quick. So another thing, you know, about cutting these grips off, most people probably want to retain their throttle tube. These Pro Taper clamp-on grips come with the throttle tube already built in, okay? Cool. And then it has different cams for different bikes. So we'll find the correct cam that works for the Honda bikes, and we'll slip that onto the Pro Taper throttle side grip. And the other side, no need for grip glue or nothing. These just clamp right on, man. Pretty good. Nice little easy setup if, you know, you're really not, you don't want to do the extra work. So these also have a nice little cushiony, exclusive windowed core that supposedly makes it a little bit ergonomically better for your hands. So we're gonna go ahead and cut these grips off with a little razor knife. They're just soft rubber, so might take you a couple of slices, but otherwise, you know, if you want to save the grips, there are things you can do to get these off. A heat gun helps kind of loosen them a little bit. Then you can kind of pry them back and forth a little bit. I've seen people get the nozzle of, you know, air compressor and blow up in here and kind of get them loosened up that way. Put a little space in between that and the handlebars. Now we will keep the stock bars. So if I don't like these bars and I decide I want to go back to the stock bars, I'll go back to the stock bars, but I'll probably keep the Pro Taper clamps.
They got a nice look.
You know, at least I did do a pretty good job of matching the white and the silver for the tank on that.
Yeah.
Not so much on the bars, but
that white.
The bars are going to look good anyway. So.
But.
All right. Here we go. Actually, you know what? I don't think I have to cut this one off. I think I can probably, once I break this loose, that should slide right off. The throttle tube probably should slide right off with the handle grip there. We will check it out and see. All right, so on the throttle side, we are going to have 2 screws to take off. We're going to have one right here. See that? And then we are going to have one right here. We are okay to use a screwdriver for that, and I believe I got one right here. That is just a number 2 tip, so nothing fancy needed. Maybe something a little bigger than that screwdriver though, so let me break out the big guns.
The toolkit is handy. Hey, there we go.
Alright. And let's see if I can get up in here. So there is a hole that is also drilled into these handlebars where these housings will detaunt into.
What does that mean?
It means it's just a hole where it kind of gives a, they have a little stud, like a little barb, and it keeps it from sliding around. So it goes inside a little hole. So we will have to, when we put on the new bars, we will have to find our position that we want our grips on. And as a matter of fact, I think that I kind of want to take a picture right now with my phone just to see, so I can look when I put these new bars on. Now obviously they'll be a little different bend, a little different length, so we're going to adjust them as needed, but I like to have a reference, so I'm going to take a little picture just to kind of give me that reference there. That way I can look at it later and decide if it looks like everything should be where it should be, or is where it should be. Okay. All right, there we go. So let me finish taking this screw out here, and I gotta get some better lighting in here, man.
Well, once we frame in the garage.
So in other news, okay, the one on the bottom is definitely shorter, as we can see. No, same length.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, they're the same length. Good to know. That screw don't go to nothing, so I don't want to be confused and have that there. So once we've kind of got that loose, you see now that this your throttle cable will have a couple of wires that we'll have to release. That should pop out on that side once we get that little bit of wire over that little groove. And it keeps slipping out of my fingers because it's greasy there, folks. So, there we go. I got her.
Yeah.
About got her whooped. Alright. So if you'll notice that the one on the bottom will, whenever you bring your throttle tube back up, your one on the bottom will come up here, and then you have another one right here on top, and that one's just as simple as doing that. So we've managed to save that grip.
Just a little cut.
We're just going to leave these kind of hanging there a little bit out of the way where they won't get banged up or destroyed. So all right, there you go. That is part of the battle whooped. We're going to set that out of the way there. Move on to the next side, and then we'll proceed to take off our brake lever and clutch lever. There we go. Yeah, you have to come up from underneath the clutch. I mean, just slightly at a slight angle, but not much. Yeah, it'll stick there. You can put it there. That almost backfired there. Okay, so that is the brake side. We'll put that over there. Brake side, throttle side. They look like they're the same size, so if you get them mixed up, you'll probably be okay.
You'll know if one's longer.
right, so now that that is loose, we won't pull that apart like we did this other side. We'll just leave that hanging loose, and then we'll loosen all this stuff up here, and we'll move the bars over and slide this off the end.
Are we taking these off?
Yes, we have to take those off. So
okay. Yeah, because those are the caps.
These cable ties here, they should snap right off just like that.
Nice.
And we'll set them there. Same for this side. You pull up on the little tab, and that unlocks it. So there we go. Okay. Now we need to break out an Allen wrench set.
It looks so naked.
Get this bar off.
I don't want to have to grip onto just that.
You don't want to what?
I would never want to have to grip onto just that.
Yeah.
Because like it's so hot in Texas and it's so sweaty.
Hotter than hell in Texas right now, and we're about to close this garage in because it's also / band practice studio. So now I'm just going to take something flat or a little pick, and I'm going to pop up in here. Try not to scratch them too hard. So all that's left to do now is we've removed the caps here. I went ahead and just kind of cut through that real quick. This is a 6mm hex head to remove your riser caps here, and this is a 8mm socket, and I'm just going to kind of speed up this process now so that we can get through this video as quickly as possible and get to the installation part. But the hard part's kind of basically already done.
Here. I'm gonna hold that.
Done that a second.
Yeah.
Done with this too.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Guess I only want the front to sound, so we'll start spine off the back.
Right. Guess that'll work too. All right.
Bye-bye, mirror. You'll be back. I could scream sit out of the mirror. Whoa.
Pick that up, please.
Yeah.
Put that back.
What is this little clear thing?
It's your brake fluid.
Okay. How often do you have to change the brake fluid?
Not often.
Okay, cool.
When you change the brakes, you might have to bleed the brakes. So then
I've heard of that.
Then you might have to add some fluid.
Whoa. I got really lost. Loose. I said lost. I'm still a little sleepy. These things are dusty.
Alright guys, now that we got the handlebars off, and like I said, I got 1.5" risers, and they are universal risers. There's about 17 bucks from Amazon.
What?
And I will try to link that in the description. They will work. I don't necessarily like the way they look, although once I get the bars on, that may go away. But anyways, they're going to do the job that they was intended for. And we're going to go ahead and put
it's so
the
shiny.
bars on. So let's find our bars. Where are our bars, man? All right, here's the unpackaging of the Pro Taper bars.
It's unboxing, even though it's just a package.
Okay. That's some razor knife, man.
Okay.
Alright, so nice little packaging from Pro Taper, by the way. We did buy these from RevZilla, and we bought the KLX bars though from Man in the Box. We've bought from both companies on numerous occasions, and I don't know if it's the fact that maybe UPS is going on or wanting to go on strike or whatever. Man in the Box shipped by UPS, and Revzilla shipped by FedEx, and you could tell the care that the packages were sent to us in were a lot better from FedEx than from UPS. So
we're not being controversial.
basically here
do not boycott us.
Yeah, no, don't boycott us. Here you go. That is what the bars would look like without the risers. And although that might be okay if I was trying to go for like a sporty cafe racer type style, but I'm not. I just want practicality for my wide shoulders, and hopefully we're setting up a little bit more like that. So
hopefully.
yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's a little bit. Yeah. That's better. It ain't quite as tall, but I think that'll be fine.
We'll change it.
We can always go back if we want to. So let's see. Oh, what do we got here? Pro Taper has sent us a nice little sticker in there. So Brooklyn will put that on her helmet.
You can put that one on your toolbox. I have my own ones.
Okay. So that one of those will go on the helmet, and one will go on the toolbox. So. All right, and then you got some nice little instructions there from Pro Taper. Unless you're like me and you just throw them away. Throw instructions away. Who needs those?
Trash cans over there.
Well, we'll pick them up, put them in the trash later.
When we do it like
right, so now we have our risers. And these will now take a new, longer screw.
I'm going to hold it.
Okay, you hold that. Let me get these out.
That's motor stick with that.
Go ahead and set the bars up there. Oh, other way.
Yep. I saw that coming.
Alright. Okay. Pro Taper, by the way, does have some nice little marks on these bars. If you do feel like they're too wide for you, you can cut them evenly on both sides. And they also have some nice little hash marks for you to be able to get your bars straight once you get them, your handlebars set back up over here. So yeah, I don't really care for these universal risers, although that the holes line up fine. I think that they do not exactly look like they fit right, although that they very well may. They do come with a lock washer. The original handlebar setup did not have a lock washer on it, so we actually need to remove this pad, now that I think about that.
There we go. Yay!
Okay, so now we're back in action, folks, and we have removed the one little set screw there that holds that together. Now we are going to slide the risers back on and slide the cap there. Make sure that's in the right direction. It is not. Okay. At some point in time we will kind of center this up on here. Trying to get there. These bars are very nicely finished. They are definitely grabby in these risers. So now we've got that turned the right direction. We can go ahead and put a screw in and mock those up on there. Okay. Let's put one in on the opposite side diagonally from that, just so we can start putting everything back together. Hindsight, I might have gone a little taller on the riser. I definitely will consider that when I'm putting the bar on for Crystal, although her bike is technically lowered with the Kidco seats.
What are you doing, Cat? Oh, bug. I swear to God, I thought she was trying to go inside my drum.
Go inside the drum. Drum, the drum,
there was a bug.
Drum. Okay. Right. So let's kind of tighten these up just enough to mock them up, and I'm going to sit on the bike and kind of see what I think about them where they're at currently, and slowly start adjusting them from there. But we'll speed the video back up here in just a second so we can kind of get through this process fairly quickly for you. The installation of the bars are exactly the opposite of taking them off. So if you manage to follow along enough to get to that point, then you should be able to put them back on as well. And then once we speed through the video, I will break out the clamp on Pro Taper grips and show y'all how to put those on.
Okay.
All right, so I've kind of got them centered up here and put where I think that I'm gonna like them or be more comfortable with them, somewhere right around here. And I will say, with the finish of these bars and these cheap Amazon risers, you cannot move these without literally knocking the risers back off. They fit in there that snugly.
Mallet.
I had to break out the old rubber mallet to knock them back off so I could center it up on there. So I really wouldn't recommend these. I think you could find something a little better suited for this. You're probably gonna have to spend a little bit more money. But if you're like me and you're trying to stay cheap, I will still put a link to them in the description or something to that effect. I still haven't really figured out all the whole putting links to shit yet, so we'll get it. We'll get it. I couldn't figure out how to cop the damn things. You know, technology is not really my generation's forte. So okay, Brooklyn is going to do it for us. All right. And now, like I said, we'll go ahead and cut through and speed up the video and do the whole reinstallation process, and then I'll hop on the bike after we put the grips on and stuff. Or maybe we'll save that for a different video. Actually, that's what we'll do. We'll save it. We'll do a different video, me actually going out and reviewing them. If you'll turn the camera to the handlebars, can you see my hands?
Yeah.
All right, so as you can see, I'm going with the stock width. It definitely makes the bars look wider, although when you put them up there, they're only about, I would say, maybe 1.5 inches wider than the stock bars, so it definitely does look wider. But I do like them right here. It feels a little bit more like a dirt bike when we take these mainly off-road. So I'm gonna go ahead and, like I said, we're gonna speed this up and we're gonna get everything put back together and finish the install with the grips. Alright guys, now that we've kind of got the bars mocked off, I still have to pull everything back off and drill the little detente holes. I'm going to see if everything is kind of where I like it. I'm going to mock the grips on, make sure this is all pushed back this way far enough, and then I'm going to pull all this back off. I don't need to pull these back off again. But I'll pull this back off. We'll wrap a little tape. That's kind of what I've seen everybody do on YouTube. And then we'll press it down hard and hope that the little detente pin on the housing here puts a little indentation into the tape that we can then take a drill and drill through that hole. So
That's fine.
all right.
I love that packaging. Just so easy.
So brake, throttle, I'm sorry, clutch side. Okay. It seems to be about perfect over there. And then of course on the throttle side, this will actually be up inside here with the cam that we're going to have to find and put on here. So I may go ahead and pop this back off. This side seems good. I don't think that could, you know, if we're doing that, it probably could be scooted this way a hair. So we may go ahead and do that still, just a tad, not much. We may just go ahead and bring it all the way to here. So, and we'll probably do the same over here. But I'll as far as putting the brake side on, like I said, and the cool thing about these Pro Taper grips is they have these gnarls right here. So if you are using a grip that needs glue, some of them don't need much. This one will be just directly clamped on with a little Allen screw, and you will of course put your little windows downwards, and that will go on something like that. And all right, I'm gonna pull all this back off. We're gonna get the handlebars drilled, and then I'm gonna get this side mocked back up, and then we'll come back and I'll show you how we attach the throttle tube to the new handlebars. All right guys, so Brooklyn, if you'll show the grips here, I've got everything moved back around and just slightly adjusting everything. Now, when we went to find a cam, we didn't find a cam specific for this particular grip for the Monkey, but we did find one that worked anyway. So as you can see, it was a little bit of a pain in the butt to get that throttle tube to work.
Very much.
I can take this off real quick and kind of show you.
Do you want to do that?
Yeah, I have to anyway, because I got to pull these back off to put the detents.
Yeah.
But so somewhere right around here, let's see, horn, blinker, that needs to turn that way some for sure. Well, pushing that way, so move that somewhere up a little bit, maybe. Horn, blinker. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like everything right about there.
Hopefully you don't mess it up again.
I will.
Or mix up the blinker and horn again.
Yeah. And just start right about there. All right, so let me crack this open and I'll kind of show you what's going on with this throttle cable. But we'll just pull the screw right back off. You can kind of see what it entailed here. And of course, we're always dropping screws, but there we go. All right, so once we got that pulled back off, you see here there is, I'll go ahead and pop this back off for you. Yeah, it was a pain in the butt, so I don't want to have to do this, but we're going to do it anyway just so I can show y'all if y'all decide that y'all want this particular grip as well. So the cam that we used, let me retrieve the piece of paper here.
Oh yeah.
So on here they have a list. I probably can't zoom in there, but they have a list of different bikes that this throttle will fit and what cam to use. And of course neither Honda cam would work, so we found, what was the number on this one?
No idea.
Okay.
You want to pop it off?
Yeah, I got to change it to where it's rolled over anyway. So this cam was number 3, and it looks like it was for a Husqvarna. So, but it was the closest one to the stock throttle tube, and we was able to make it work. So obviously just like that, and so that goes on there just like that. It'll just slide right on there at some point in there, and then you will slide your deal on. Attach your throttle cable to those. I would recommend starting with the short hole first and going from there. So All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and just end it here. All I got to do once I do that is tighten everything back up, and it's good to go. But there you go. That's your Pro Taper SE. These are the CR high bend bars. Amazon, cheap Amazon 1.5 inch risers. And I honestly think I'm gonna like these bars a lot better than stock as far as width goes. Maybe too short, but we'll do a ride video and we'll definitely do a review on it. So you know what to do, folks. Until the next one, keep it real. Deuces, we're out.